I'm Laura Paskus. We all know how wildfires are affecting our forests. We see this across the state, from the Gila National Forest to the Jemez Mountains. And across the West, wildfire season is getting longer and our wildfires bigger. But when it comes to climate change, there's even more impacts: drought, insect infestations, and more. On this month's episode of Our Land, we learn how climate change is affecting our forests, and we look ahead to the future. In June 2011, a massive wildfire ignited and erupted in the Jemez Mountains. In all, Las Conchas burned 156,000 acres, including about half of the Pueblo of Santa Clara's watershed.
The seep right around there.
Daniel Denapa, forestry director at the Pueblo, remembers that summer. Just before Las Conchas, he was here in Santa Clara Canyon.
We were up here consulting with Governor Daschno at the time, and we were actually looking at the forest conditions because it was so dry out here. And we had almost 100% what we call a probability of ignition.
The forest was parched, hot, and when a power line through the Santa Fe National Forest blew over, the fire blazed into action like no one had seen before. Las Conchas burned incredibly hot and fast. In its first 14 hours, it scorched more than 43,000 acres. That's 1 acre per minute.
You can see those impacts from the fire and the severity, which they were really high severity burns, and we're seeing limited growth.
16,000 acres of Santa Clara burned. Soils were superheated. They became hard like concrete. All of the fish died in Santa Clara Creek, a tributary of the Rio Grande. And after the fires came dangerous floods that ripped apart the floodplain. Today, aspens and oaks are coming up where conifers once grew. And the Pueblo has planted about 800,000 seedlings, like ponderosa pines and Douglas firs. In some spots, though, those species that grew here in the past just can't survive in this warming world. But Denapa says it's important to keep connections with those forests of the past.
It's important that we preserve as much as we can because a lot of these trees are sacred to the people. They've been a part of their livelihood and a part of their tradition and in their culture. And that's why it's so important for us to make sure that it tries to get it back as much as we can.
Laura McCarthy is the New Mexico State Forester. In her role, she brings various agencies and communities together to work on one of the state's most pressing problems.
We are going through an unprecedented time in terms of the speed at which forests are changing and the environment is changing. And we're talking about ecosystems that have evolved over millennia. And so the big unknown questions are, how will forests adapt, and which pieces and parts within an ecosystem are going to respond quickly and adapt quickly, and which will not.
We know how climate change drives bigger and hotter wildfires and a longer fire season. But rising temperatures and changes in precipitation, like less snowpack, that affects forests in other ways too. Drought, for example, kills trees outright. It also weakens a tree's defense against pests, like bark beetles.
When I'm walking out in the forest, I'm not looking for healthy trees. I'm looking for any kind of tinge of something's wrong with that tree. And generally, if it's a bark beetle attacked tree, what you'll see is the whole canopy kind of changed a straw color. Eventually, it turns a red rust color if it's been dead for a couple years.
Every year, the state does aerial surveys. The 2020 survey showed a 9% increase in insect and drought stress from the year before.
There's a couple of signs that I look for, whether that's woodpeckers pecking at the bark. Some other indicators are the pitch tubes that have dried. And then you can see exit holes. If the tree has been attacked for so long, those eggs will reach adulthood, and then they'll bore their way out of the tree, and you'll see these little tiny round exit holes.
Over the last decade, drought and hot conditions have caused bark beetles to kill more than 1.5 million acres of New Mexico's forests. Defoliators like caterpillars and pinion needle scale, they've affected almost 4 million acres in that time. State forestry relies on science for surveys, treatments, understanding what's happening and what will happen. And part of Deputy Director Lindsay Quam's job is making sure that New Mexico's 23 sovereign tribes are a part of conversations around forest health.
I think the advantage that they have is that they hold lands that have been here for millennia. They are on their ancestral lands. So they are the original stewards of this land. They've been here managing this landscape. They've seen the changes, they know the changes, you know, they have a lot of traditional ecological knowledge that I think we need to tap into and listen to help us with today's problems, because in their stories, in their culture, they speak of it. It's up to us to put the science with that knowledge.
So it kind of provided that like really nice wetland habitat. Create these
Today,
wetland
Chad
areas
Brown
that
is the
produce
Forest
like
Development and Restoration Manager for Santa Clara Pueblo.
habitat.
He started
And once
working
they
in
kinda
Santa Clara Canyon
hurry
in
up,
2012, the year after Las Conchas, when crews were dealing with floods and ash and debris flows. Over and over again, they had to figure out ways to remove the trees jamming up the canyon.
If we hadn't had done that, then it would have created like log dams and structures to where the next debris flow could have like impacted the homes down at the base of the canyon and within the community.
Now he works on planting and restoration, and he sees how everything is connected.
It's been several years since our last flood, but all the trees that have been within this Santa Clara Creek tributary, they've seen the fire, they've seen the floods, and now they're getting impacted with the insects that are coming in because of those stresses from all those previous disturbance events. You're getting all these complex layers of things that are impacting these trees, and you're seeing a lot more mortality.
This landscape, here in Santa Clara Canyon, it's been the people's homeland for millennia.
The governor in Chavarria talks a lot about the forest and the canyon being the sanctuary, the grocery store, our pharmacy. And that's reflected back in the culture and the stories and the songs. You talk to anyone in the community, they all have a story about being in the canyon. Everyone has a favorite place in the canyon. It ties all the way back, and there's that long lineage of people being here.
This landscape has taken care of them, and the people of Santa Clara will continue taking care of this landscape, no matter what changes are coming. For Our Land and New Mexico in Focus, I'm Laura Paskus.